Hey everybody, well, welcome back to another episode on the Little Wood Shop today. Of course, I'm Steve, and hopefully I'm your favorite engraver in the woods. Well, today, what we decided to do, we've had a pretty crazy week. We had to get wood in for the week for the shop, so we really didn't mill anything. We had the remnants of the storm coming up the East Coast from Hermie, I think it was, so today isn't really all that wonderful. We wanted to do our video today on our slab and how to procure a slab on top of the machine. Well, between lightning and high winds and my buddy up the street I just got off the phone with, they're without power, so we opted to do this today. As you recall in one of our previous videos, and the video was foraging for spalted hardwood. We had talked to you how we go out with our trusty GPS, and we not only log the locations of our wood sites with our spalted material, but we also put in things like game runs, and in this case, berries. Okay, well today what we have is we've come up with a very simple recipe in our foraging to make a beautiful blackberry jam. Now, I wanted to find something that was simple, that was easy. It requires 4 components to make it: your berries, your sugar, lemons, and your pectin. That's it. That's the only thing required in making this, okay? We've got the recipe. It will be in the article that we've written. I'll touch base on it here real quick. For each yield, which this will yield 3 full pints, you need 6 cups of black raspberry, 3 cups of sugar, you need 1 lemon that will be zested and juiced, and you need 2 tablespoons of powdered pectin. Okay, this is all stuff that you can the berries you can forage, okay? You can buy them frozen in bags at the supermarket, but they're just not going to be as good. Okay, or you could go to a farmer's market, a farm stand, a produce, fruit stand, and you could buy whatever you're going to need or whatever you'd like, whether it's black raspberries, red raspberries, thimbleberries, whatever may be indigenous to your particular location, okay? Well, as I said, when we're out, we try to multitask, not just looking for material for the shop, but we also grab wild edibles. All right. Before you use pretty much everything as well that you need when canning, when cooking. Behind me I have my tank. Right now I have a big stainless steel, I don't know how many quarts this thing holds, but I've got all my jars in here boiling. In the back, in a large saucepan, I've got my lids and my rings. You want to heat those up. And we have an empty tank to put the actual blackberries in to get them cooking. Okay. The tools that you're going to need for this are very simple. You need a 1 measuring cup, a 1 tablespoon measurer, that's it. You have your device for safely taking your jars in and out of your boiling hot water. Don't try to Mickey Mouse it. You're dealing with hot water and a safety issue, okay? So make sure you can remove your jars safely. We have a funnel which goes on top of our canning jars for ladling in our jam or whatever other material we may be canning. We have our lemons that the recipe calls out for. We have a small little paring knife that you know, most everybody's got this stuff. We have a thermometer. You can use a candy thermometer. This is a meat thermometer. It does go up to about 250 degrees. This is an analog. I've also got a digital. We have our pectin, and to me pectin is nothing more than a thickening agent, okay? And we have a little grater, and this is what we use with our lemons to create our zest. Try to get just the yellow, outer yellow coating of your lemons, and we've pretty much already done this. It's not difficult, okay, but I've done the amount of lemons that I'm going to need for my batch. Zest your lemons into a container. I've got enough to do 4 batches, so I did 4 lemons, 1 per batch. Okay. Obviously our sugar and all our berries. Now some of you are saying right now, well Steve, I'm not going to be able to go out in one day and pick all these berries. Well great. Neither did I, neither would I, And all my berries up here, they come in kind of sporadically. So my lovely wife and I, we go out on Sundays, and we generally go out and we pick a couple quarts. Well, what we do with them, if you hang on for just 1 minute, is I'll come out of my from my refrigerator here. This is just a no-stick cookie sheet, okay? We take everything that we've picked, we put it on a cookie sheet, and we freeze it. When I'm done, okay, I take and I put these into big gallon Ziploc bags. Now, I don't hold these all winter. I just hold them until my berry season is pretty much up. So we're not going to go out and pick anymore. And I coincidentally have enough to make, oh my goodness, 3, 6, 9, 12 pints. So I've got a lot here to, it's a lot of jelly, a lot of jam rather. So what we're going to do is to save you guys from watching me cook this stuff and make sure it's all done right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video for just a moment. Okay, we're going to get all this stuff cooked down. Okay, it's going to probably take a good half hour because these are frozen. So we're going to take and we're going to cook our berries down. This particular recipe, which is included in the blog, excuse me, will tell you to add everything together. Okay, you don't need to add any liquid because the juice from the berries themselves and the pulp are going to provide your liquid, alright? So we put everything in here. And what I end up with is roughly 24 cups of berries. Like I said, we've got enough for 4 batches here. Okay? I add my lemon zest. We're good there. I don't mean to keep jumping out of the screen here. And then we take our lemons, and I've already zested these. We cut them in half. Alright? Try to make sure you don't get any seeds in your jelly. You ain't going to want that. Your jam, I'm sorry. You give them a squeeze. So, the last thing that we have to add to this is going to be sugar. Now, mind you, I wanted to give you guys a recipe that was actually more berries than sugar, okay? I don't want your kids bouncing off the wall, nor your own teeth, you know, rotting out of your head. So, what we did was we found a recipe. This is probably even one that my family's been using for years. It's 6 cups of berry to 3 cups of sugar. Now, I've looked at other recipes that were, excuse me, they were as high as 7 cups of sugar to 3 cups of berries. Well, if you want that, you may as well just go buy your jam from the supermarket, because that's what you're going to get. Okay? Well, I'm not going to make you guys wait through all this. We're going to put the rest of our contents in our big crock here. We're going to put it on the stove, and we're going to let it go for a good half hour. Okay? The last thing that we add, okay, is our pectin. That's the very last thing that we add. And when we do, we let our batch go for another 5 to 10 minutes, stirring it while it's boiling. And as it boils, even as it's cooking, if it foams up, ladle the foam off the top, discard it. You don't need it, okay? Well, if you guys want to hold on, we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, thanks guys. Alright, hey everyone, we're back. Well, we've been stirring our blackberry mixture here for a good half hour. A little bit longer actually, because my berries were frozen. So we're now ready though to add the pectin. In this recipe, it was 2 tablespoons per set, and we did basically four full batches here. So we're going to throw in our 8 tablespoons of pectin. Now, during the boil down process, this thing foams up pretty well. Have a ladle and a small bowl stand by so that you can scoop off the excess. Get the foam out of there. Keep stirring it. Now, I didn't bother mashing mine because I like chunks of berry throughout some of my jam. All right, but we're going to add the pectin. Remember, your pectin is your thickening agent. Once it's added, we're going to stir it for another 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to get it to the thickness that I want. At that point, we're going to load it in the jars, and we're going to drop it back into a hot water bath for 10 minutes. So we're going to pause the video here. probably one last time, and you don't need to watch me stirring pectin for 10 minutes. So you hang on, guys, we'll be right back. Alright, hey everyone. Well, now that the pectin is in, we let it go 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, something like that. You will feel the jam itself, the consistency thicken. You start to get a little bit of, it just doesn't stir as easy, okay? Well, we're ready to pack jars, so we're not going to sit here and make you sit through every jar. We'll just do a couple of them, give you the idea. The same tank that I'll give them a 10-minute hot water bath in, I also use to keep them in and keep them sterile. We can't stress enough, your counter, your workspace, your pots, your pans, your utensils, clean everything good. Use antibacterial, whatever. In my day, you know, our grandparents would use bleach. That killed everything, and guess what? We're still here, so. Well, we take our jar out of our tank. We put our funnel in. Make sure you guys can see here. And we slowly, and I try to keep my tank with the jam close, in case I dribble it across the counter. We fill our jars. Little at a time. And your head space on these is a quarter to a half an inch. I don't try to make more out of it than it needs to be. Okay? And I've got close to a half inch of head space there. Alright? I got my lids and my rings right here. They've boiled. I take a damp but clean paper towel and I wipe my rim off. I want to make sure I don't have any juice or especially a seed on there. My lid probably won't seat. And if you ever open up one of these and your lid's not vacuum tight, throw the jar out. Dump the contents and don't ingest them, because if you don't have an airtight seal, well, the chances are when you go to peel that lid off, well, guess what? You're going to have something funky growing in there anyways. I handle my lids with a tongue. I try not to touch anything with my fingers. And I just grab a ring. Everything's been boiling. Throw it on. Now the jar is going to be pretty hot. It's packed full of hot jam. So probably use something to hold it. Be smart. All right, that's it. These are Ball brand jar holders. They're specifically made for the process of canning. They're short money. You can get them hardware stores, grocery stores. All right. We're going to drop him right into the hot water bath. We're gonna have the water an inch or two over the top of our sealed lids. All right. And then I'm going to let this boil for 10 minutes. When this is done, everything's going to come out. It's going to go on a trivet or a hot plate or something. I'm going to put a nice blanket over it or a towel, kitchen towel, and I'm just going to let it cool for the night. That is pretty much it. That is all that is really to this. If you want to look at the health benefits, I'm not going to go into the health benefits of the berries. They're very high in antioxidants. In the article, we gave you guys the health benefits on the blog, rather. Between the lemons have incredible properties to them. I can't emphasize that enough. We basically use the lemon juice and the lemon zest to help raise our pH levels. That way we don't have to worry about doing like a hot pressure canner, which is something you'd use for meat and low acidic or low alkaline vegetables, okay? Well, without further ado, I'm going to finish this up, and I'm not going to make you guys sit through the rest of it, but this is really a nice little jam recipe. Requires 4 components. Most of the stuff you'll have around your house. If you need jars and any of the other peripherals, well, you can pretty much get those at, like I said, at a local supermarket. Alright? Well, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. To my subscribers, thank you guys. You're coming in a little bit more frequently, and I know this wasn't really a wood shop video, but we want to show you guys how we do go full cycle up here. from making our little bio briquettes out of sawdust, while we're out foraging for spalted material, hey, we're looking for berries. And again, I can't emphasize enough, bring a little one out, share this experience, and if you're a grandma in a kitchen, well, instill these values into a little one. My grandma did me, and you know, years later, I'm still doing it. So share that with a child, and keep this alive. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks for watching.